Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you like my shirt with all these colors. The reason I wear this shirt is because today I am going to cook a very colorful vegetable dish. I'm going to show you how to cook this vegetable medley, which contains 7 different kinds of vegetables. I'm going to use my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. The first thing is that I'm going to heat up the wok for about 30 seconds. And then I add 2 tablespoons of canola oil, enough to cover the bottom of the wok. I'm then going to spot season the wok using my spot seasoning method. Now, if you are not familiar with this method, you can take a look at this video. I'm going to let the oil to smoke gently for about 15 seconds. And then I turn the heat setting to low. The first ingredients I'm going to add is carrot. I'm going to add about half cup of thinly sliced carrots. A carrot takes a little bit time to cook, and I also cut them relatively small, so it will help them to cook faster. The next ingredients I'm going to add is French green beans. Again, I cut them relatively small. One advantage of cooking in the wok is that you can cook items in a sequential order. You can put the ingredients that takes longer time to cook first, and then you can add the other ingredients at a later time. In this case, everything will be cooked to the texture as you would like them. The ability to cook the ingredients in different order for different time is what makes stir fry such a powerful cooking technique. This technique is particularly useful for cooking vegetables that have different texture. Another question that you might have is that why stir fry? Everybody knows that frying makes the food ingredient taste better than boiling. The reason actually is quite simple, because in frying, the food ingredients come into the contact with the hot temperature of the oil, and that generates flavor molecule on the surface of the food ingredients. And therefore, during this stage of stir fry, you want to make sure that the food ingredients is thoroughly coated with oil, and the frying process will allow the flavor molecule to be generated. I stir fry the green bean and the carrot for about 15 to 20 seconds. I then add in sequential order. First, I start out with some yellow squash, and this then followed by actually a yellow squash zucchini hybrid. And lastly, I'm going to add some zucchini. The reason I'm adding all these 3 different squashes because they all have slightly different flavor, but more importantly, they have different color. So this will add color to the dish. The amount that I add to them has some predetermined factor. I think it's all going to depend on what I want the ingredients to be the main characteristics of this dish. In this particular dish, I actually try to make the French bean to be the primary ingredients, and all the rest provide a supplementary ingredients. By changing the ratio or the proportion of the ingredients, you can create actually an entirely different dish. Similarly, if you eliminate the green beans, it also will create a different kind of eating experience. And this is the reason why I call this as a template, because the basic cooking approach is the same, but by altering the ratio or the composition of the ingredient, you can create an entirely different version of this template. So next, I make sure that I stir fry all the contents thoroughly so that all the ingredients are coated with oil. The next ingredients I'm going to add is a small amount of cabbage. I'm only going to add about half cup of cabbage. As you probably already guessed, the reason for the cabbage is to enhance the color of the dish. I would like to have the cabbage to retain some of its crunchiness, so I added them to the end. Now, if you want them to be softer, you could have added the cabbage right in the beginning together with the carrots. As you can see, the purple cabbage provide beautiful colors to the dish. So I'm going to stir fry the contents for probably about 20 seconds to make sure the cabbage are well coated with hot oil. The next and the final ingredients I'm going to add is the portobello mushroom. I add about 2 cups of portobello mushroom. A portobello mushroom suck up the oil readily. So I'm going to add some more cooking oil. I use my squeeze bottle. I try to add the oil mainly over the surface of the portobello mushroom. I then stir fry the contents thoroughly for probably about 20 to 30 seconds. Now at this point, it would be a decision you have to make. Now if you want the vegetables crunchy, this is probably good enough. You can serve the dish as it is. However, for my taste, probably due to my poor teeth, I would like to have the vegetable a little bit more tender. So the next step is for me to steam the vegetables. The wok is particularly for accomplish this particular step because you can steam the vegetable directly in the wok. At this point, I want to show you a little trick of how to clean the wok while you try to steam the contents in the wok. When you stir fry in a wok with natural surface, even though the wok is well seasoned, things are going to burn to the bottom of the wok. As you add water to the wok, this burnt material could be easily dissolved by hot water. So let me demonstrate how it actually works. So in here, I want to show you that if I clear the ingredients from the center of the wok, you can see some particles that burn to the bottom of the wok. I'm going to add the water using the squeeze bottle directly to the area, and if I use my wok spatula, you can see that I can easily scrape them off. These burnt particles are actually very hard to clean when you rinse it in the sink. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to expose different parts of the wok and squeeze water in those areas that have burnt particles on them. I call this method spot cleaning. It's really efficient in cleaning the wok at the time when you're actually cooking. And so by the time when you're ready to wash them, it becomes much simpler. The length of time that you're going to steam your vegetable depends on how tender you would like the vegetables. If you like the crisp texture, then you will not steam them too long. In the beginning, you probably want to do a taste test and to see how they taste to you. In time, as you gain more experience, by looking at them, you will already tell. So the final step is to flavor the vegetables. I have developed a seasoning mix, which I call it basic seasoning mix. This seasoning mix is designed to enhance the natural flavor of the ingredients rather than overwhelm them. If you want to find out more about my seasoning mix, and you can take a look at this video to know what are the different components that I have included. Of course, if you like it to be simple, you can just season it with salt and pepper. You can season this dish in so many different ways. Your imagination is the only limitation. In this particular demonstration, the dish comes with a very light sauce. I evaporate most of the water before I serve the dish because I want the flavor to be more concentrated on the food ingredients. In some other time, I actually would make a gravy-like sauce to go with the vegetables. Now I'm ready to serve this dish. The total cook time is about 10 minutes. I call this dish as a template because there are so many different ways you can vary the ingredients, the seasoning to create different versions. I frequently joke with others, this really is like a stir-fry salad. It is probably one of the best way to eat a lot of vegetables. Before I started this method, I eat only limited amount of vegetables, probably do not meet the daily recommended requirement. However, using this method, I have been eating far more vegetable than what I have done in the past. It is not only nutritional, but it also controls my calorie uptake. This is a good way to eat wholesome food, and that something will last for your lifetime. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please click the like icon below because that will help me to reach a broader audience. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to receive notifications of my future video postings. See you next time.